Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Talking Packers with Steve. Tonight I'll be going over Super Bowl 50, my predictions, previews. Hopefully, my guests will be able to join me. If they are able to join me, the two that I have on for sure um, are Louis T from the Louis T Network. Check out his YouTube channel. And as he goes by Team Money, who usually is in conversation with the guys at Team Boy TV Live each and every week on that show, which just wrapped up last night with their season finale of that great podcast, as they dub it the dopest podcast on YouTube, which it is pretty good. It's well done, smart men, and very informative as well. As I try to have this show be as well, very informative and very on task, as you call it. But those would be the two that would be joining me. Hopefully, Big Q and Glass of Team Boy TV Live are able to join me. Those two are each representing their teams here in the Super Bowl. Glass of Team Boy TV Live and Get With It Sports, which you can follow him on Twitter at Get With It Sports, and uh, Big Q of Team Boy TV Live, just at Big Q with two G's, BIGGQ. Hopefully they will be Big Q represents the Panthers, Glass representing the Denver Broncos. So hopefully you're able to have them on if they are available. Maybe even Joe of the Joe Cronin Show will be stopping by, New England Patriots fan. But I'm sure he has his thoughts on Super Bowl 50 and not wanting Denver to win, or however. So hopefully he'll be able to join in others here in this episode. Maybe some guys from Main Event Marks that I'm a part of. Maybe whoever, however, some other smart men and women that I know um, maybe on the program. But let's start off kind of in a low key thinking on a topic of the Super Bowl is Super Bowl prop bets. They're very interesting and entertaining. There's more of these dang prop bets than I even knew existed. It's a funny thing to go through, actually. I didn't even look through this yet because I just got home and to start this episode. So let's look through some of these interesting and entertaining properties, to say the least. I mean, and I found this from Sports SB Nation, SBNation.com. So entertainment odds and ends. Will Peyton Manning announces retirement in the post-game interview? 5-1 yes, 1-10 no. Will Peyton Manning be seen crying? How many times will dab or dabbing be said? With these prop bets, you can actually do drinking bets with, not drinking bets, but drinking games for the Super Bowl. Like I know YouTube channel does for pro wrestling pay-per-views, for WWE pay-per-views, um, where they watch live, they stream it live, and then they have the audience and themselves partake in drinking if something happens. Like at the last pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble, drink every time Ric Flair's name was said or Ric Flair did the woo thing. So those kind of things, I'm sure they do in the Super Bowl as well. Drinking games, whether it's colleges or wherever, however. But anyways, I just thought about that when I saw the dabbing because I know one of the things could be drink if and drink a sip. You don't have to chug it down. Not that kind of drinking game. At least I don't think so. Each time Cam Newton dabs or the word dab is brought up, how many times will Cam Newton do the open shirt Superman thing? Will Mike Carey be wrong about a challenge? Will there be an earthquake during the game? That's interesting. They are in Cali, in California. Will the Panthers player who scores the first touchdown give the ball to the boy? Stuff like that. It looks very. Let's see if there's any more. Let's say more interesting. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna screen share it. I'm gonna let you, the audience, see some of these prop bets. You see that one right there. Who will the Super Bowl MVP mentioned first? And again, you can find this SBNation.com if you want to take a look at all of them yourself and see the ins and outs, coin toss, team to score first in the game. So just fun, simple prop bets like that are very interesting and intriguing to say the least. That's always, or at least to me, always entertaining because they're certainly entertaining. Just the little nuances, and it's kind of fun, especially if you don't have a dog in the fight, meaning you don't have um, you're not a Bronco fan, you're not a Panther fan like me as a Packer representative, or Joe Cronin as a New England Patriot rep, or Me of Main Event Marks to show with us sometimes when he's able to. Me, he's Indianapolis Colts. So if you don't have your team in the Super Bowl, then either you don't watch the Super Bowl, which is fine, to each his own, or you partake in these prop bets and make it a little more interesting for yourselves. Now, for me and my familia, my family, we do watch the games, and between us, right before kickoff, we ask, okay, who are you going to go with? Who's going to be the team you're going to be going with? Thinking that, who do you think is going to win? Excuse me. I know 2 years ago, the last time the Denver Broncos were in the Super Bowl, excuse me, it was me and my mom that were with the Seahawks, and my friend and my two friends were with the Broncos, sort of thing. So we can, have a friendly rivalry in that game, or in that way at least, where the game is actually somewhat important to us because we're actually picking sides. So something simple like that. If that's not your style in your own party, or if you don't want to watch because your team's not in it, that's perfectly fine too. I'm just saying what we do um, in our with our family when we get together for the Super Bowl. Now this year we have uh, my grandparents will be here with us, um, so they'll be added in the mix. We don't do the drinking games. If the Packers were in the Super Bowl like they were Super Bowl 45, um, we have the green and gold Jello shots for every time they score a touchdown or get a point in any way, field goal or touchdown. So that's, I guess, our own quote unquote drinking game, to the lesser degree. But just fun things like that. Like I said, if you don't have a team in the race here anymore, if you're not a Panther fan, not a Bronco fan, then you gotta find a different way to get hyped, interested about the Super Bowl. I mean, I know my friends, Angry Cooter and Mike Cologne from Main Event Marks. They're fans of the New York Giants. Their team didn't do too hot this year. Albert, New York Jets. At least the Jets truly had a chance there at the end of the season to get in the playoffs than the Giants, but still, both teams are not were not in the dance of the playoffs, let alone now here at the Super Bowl. But if they were to watch the Super Bowl, I'm sure maybe they have their own fun with it. But like I said, I just wanted to start off my conversation about the Super Bowl, in that fun, relaxed manner and share what I do than to what others do. So I don't know. That's just me. Actually, I wanted to show this thing that's not that was in a ball. Maybe I showed this already, but it is a Super Bowl episode, so I think it's fair to show it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Super Bowl champion towel for the Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl 45. I'm gonna try to. Yeah, never mind. I already showed it. But anyways, that's from Super Bowl 45 after we beat the Steelers there. But Glass or Big Q, Panther Nation or Bronco Nation, they're gonna be getting their own towel, their own towel or their own hat, their T-shirt or whatever other memorabilia they can get their hands on. I want to get being Super Bowl champions. Green Bay, as with shareholders, fans being the owners, the new America's team. In my opinion, we had a chance to purchase a Super Bowl ring and actually have a Super Bowl ring. That's why you see our super fans, awesome guys by the way, Steve Tate and others wearing Super Bowl rings sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes when they go to events So that's pretty cool, really, if you think about it. Uh, for us, for Packer fans. But I don't know. I mean, it's just gonna be an interesting game. I I just hope it's a close game. That's all I can hope for, a close game. Not a blow up by the Panthers or a blow up by the Broncos. Now, if I had to lean one way or the other, I probably would say blow up for the Panthers. I just think that Panthers are that much better. Defense, offense, the whole kit caboodle, I guess you could say. They're just that dang good, ferocious. Even Cam Newton and his personality, is unmatched. And they could just run away with this game in Denver for another trip, going to the Super Bowl and getting getting crushed. You hope not, but you never know. But anyways, dive a little deeper into the discussion of the Super Bowl, quarterback versus quarterback, Peyton Manning versus Cam Newton. If I can speak clearly. Peyton Manning, Cam Newton, giving the edge to Cam Newton. I mean, Peyton Manning could be one of the greatest regular season quarterbacks of all time, but when you deal with playoffs, the Super Bowl, it's an entirely different story. That's for sure. So I'm gonna go Cam Newton on that one, and then offense versus Denver defense. Either offense against Denver defense in general. You might want to give the edge to Denver defense, but slightly. Denver offense, Panther defense. Again, you go with the defense. So, this game could actually just be a low-scoring game if both defenses are on point as they have been the whole season. And not only could it be close, but it could be like so close, like it's a 3-3 tie game at halftime. You never know. But I'm gonna go with overall thinking the Panthers are gonna have a better chance than Denver, and we'll just have to see about the rest. Now, I do apologize. This episode will be short. Actually, it'll be very short if I don't have if the guest can't make it. But even in general, it'll be short. I have to get some rest and have a busy day tomorrow for myself. So um, I guess right away I could give my prediction for the game. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers over the Denver Broncos 45-21. Yes, 45-21. As much as I said it could be close, I don't think it will be. The Broncos will actually be in this game for most of it, unlike 2 years ago. Super Bowl 48, Broncos, Seahawks. Yeah, that wasn't close. That was not close from coin flip to the end of the game. I think it was like 31-0 at halftime. It was so bad, and since I was talking about how my family has a rooting section thing as our fun, if the Packers aren't in the Super Bowl, it got so bad when it was 31-0 at halftime that I was just thinking, you know, you're welcome. They might as well just pitch a shutout. I mean, at that point, it was like just get it. I don't know if that would have been the first Super Bowl with a shutout. I don't think so. I'm gonna assume not, but it certainly would have been the first one in a long time. Pitch a shutout in that way, and that in itself would certainly have been interesting. You're going to follow me at talking underscore Packers as it shows there. There we go. Talking underscore Packers. Follow me there. I'll be live tweeting during the Super Bowl, as I watched, of course. Also, I'm sure I'll be tweeting about the commercials. That's one of the best things about the Super Bowl, besides the game, especially if your team's in it. But whether my team's in it or not in it, the commercials are the number one thing to watch. Sometimes, it's one of those years, like 2 years ago, when it's a blowout and you're just waiting for the commercials to see, the Super Bowl commercials. Where it's sometimes the opposite, where you're watching the game and waiting for a commercial to either go to the bathroom or get something to eat or converse more with your guests and people and whatever, family. The roles reversed, at least for me, at least for our family, at least for us. We love the commercials. I think our favorite collectively are the Budweisers with the Clydesdales. Clydesdales are awesome. I know I got to see one or see a couple, obviously, up in person. Those things are huge, bigger than it even shows on TV. To be quite honest, in my opinion, get to see them at the state fair. The state fair that's held every year in Milwaukee. Like 5 years ago now, or 3 to 5 years ago. So that was pretty cool. But so the commercials, halftime, getting pumped for that. So it's always fun, always great. I'm looking forward to watching the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be thinking of Big Q and of Glass, those two guys. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, check out their YouTube channel, even for a moment, to know who I'm talking about when I say those names. Team Boy TV Live, you can find that actually on my own channel here. After you like, share, subscribe, and all that other fun stuff here, check out their channel, subscribe to videos. It certainly was back and forth in their last video, their last episode last night, being the final one of the season, and predicting the Super Bowl on their show. But anyways, no, I'm gonna go with the Panthers over the Broncos. It could be close. I don't think it will be, but you never know. I mean, in the end, it should be a good game. Period. We'll certainly see. I'm just gonna stay here longer a little bit and to see if my original guests or any others are wanting to join and share their thoughts. But either way, should be a good game. Should be a fun game. It's a Super Bowl. Why wouldn't it be a good game? It's one of the grandest stages of them all, really, for the NFL. Kind of like WrestleMania and WWE, which right now we are on the road to WrestleMania as I speak. Panthers Broncos, all the talk, all the stuff. That ends on Sunday. But can I say also, they had press conferences in their actual Super Bowl jerseys, and that's another thing. Whether you find it weird or not, I enjoy actually finding out how each team's jerseys look like with the logo on it, the Super Bowl logo on it. Um, Sometimes they wear it to media day. The last few years, um, they've been wearing jackets or something with the team logo on one side and Super Bowl logo on the other. So that way, um, and then later on, so later on, then they'll do it with their jerseys. But for me, as a visual person, I guess, and contrasting colors and that kind of thing, I guess you can say in a way artsy. I'd like to look forward to that. Also, I like to look forward to see what the field looks like. Um, I know it's a football field. A football field is a football field, right? But to me, how it looks for the Super Bowl with both teams in the end zones, their logos, not logos, but team names usually are in the end zone. Like I remember for Super Bowl 45, Packers Steelers in Jerry's World, where WrestleMania 32 will be this year. You have the Packer name on one side, Steeler name, Super Bowl logo, 50-yard line. This year, Broncos, Panthers, and then you have the Panther. Then you'll have the Panther logo on their sidelines, Bronco logo on their sidelines, Super Bowl emblem and logo on the 50-yard line. Me, I have NFL helmets. So each year I do the Super Bowl matchup. During the preseason, all the way to week 17 or whenever the Green Bay Packers season ends, I do that. But whether the Packers are in the Super Bowl or not, I do the Super Bowl matchup, and then I find like a cutout or I print it out or something. I find a logo for that year's Super Bowl. And the last 2 years, I found it from a specially marked Pepsi can, because usually Pepsi is number one sponsor of Super Bowls, which is awesome. I almost won a contest for Super Bowl tickets last year with Pepsi giveaway. But no, and then I usually put that logo in front of it, and I take a snapshot of it, or not snapshot, but that's where I put it, and that's kind of where my OCD can is, because I like to center it and make sure it looks great there on the. I apologize for that, but above the fireplace there, so that's where I have the helmets there, and I have them sitting now. I've had them sitting there since the NFC Championship game 2 weeks ago. So right after the game was over, right after the second game was over, obviously, um, you have the setup, you have the lineup, got the helmets, and put them up there for the Super Bowl. And I know I'm not the only one, so I'm not special that I have NFL helmets, and I'm sure others actually that do have that stuff, just like people that have every WWE title belt or something, and they have a better, big display of that. That's awesome. But so with me talking about having the helmets and doing that stuff doesn't mean I'm special. It's just what I do. I'm sure, like I said, there's others that might have NFL helmets that are actual regulation size of all 32 teams and have it in a better setup than I do for my mini helmets that I own. So they are cheaper. So I have that set up there, and each time I see it, going through a day and whatever, I think about, like I say, Glass and Big Q, and how excited they are and looking forward to the game. And I know somebody's gonna be well, obviously that's just how it's gonna be. Somebody's gonna be very happy, someone's gonna be pissed, or just upset. Now I know one of them will be pissed if it's like a close game or a referee call is the reason for the win or loss. You know, so either way, either way, in my opinion, it's gonna be a great Super Bowl. I hope everybody enjoys it. That is planning to watch it. And if you don't, that's fine. It's your, like I said, your prerogative. And hopefully you have fun doing whatever you're doing. So like I said, I just wanted to share my thoughts. And thank you for watching live or watching archived. Either way, and I will see you guys next week with my Super Bowl recap. And that'll be the last episode for this show. Um, until maybe June or July, I'll keep you posted on Twitter. But take care, enjoy your evening, and I will be back with Steve's Wrestling Ramble next week Tuesday. About everything as I already said. Take care.